So thank you everybody who is tuning in right now. Thank you to everybody that's in the chat already. We've had lots of interest already on Facebook and on Twitter, even some on Instagram. So thank you for everybody that's following us so far. We're gonna, like I said, play some D&D tonight. We're gonna probably have a few drinks while we're doing it, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
One eternity later.
Hi, friends. It's just me, Lunar Girl, and I want to welcome everybody into our first birthday of the Red 5 Tavern. You guys might know me as Kalisha, the Moon Elf. A little bit about me. I am the person who runs the Twitter at Red 5 Tavern, and I am the person that makes the TikToks at the Red 5 Tavern. Just wanted to give you guys a little background if you're one of our newer followers. The Red 5 Tavern was started by Brad from the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast on July the 8th, 2022. He started it with a handful of red fibers. A lot of us were new, some of us were seasoned, and we just went with it. Brad is a military man, and work took him away from the tavern. But here we are, continuing in his footsteps. A few things about my character. I play Kalisha Moonflower, the Moon Elf. She is a druid. I'm the only good aligned character. I first started playing at 1991. We used a book on the school bus. That's how I came into D&D. Kalisha Moonflower was actually created back in 2020 with our friends Don and Brady from ATSW The Escape Pod. So that character goes back a few years for me. You can find me running the socials for the Sidebar Cantina when I'm not doing the tavern. Also, I do the Red 5 live stream promos and the YouTube and the audio drops on Sunday mornings. And I am the co-host of Stranger Things Has Happened, which is a podcast that's actually turning 1 year old on Sunday. My co-host, Don Della Snooch, you will know as Fistfire, and we go on every other Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific at Stranger Things Has Happened on YouTube. So speaking of my co-host, I'm going to bring him in and welcome Don Della Snooch, a.k.a. Fistfire, the Prolapser.
Fistfire. How are you doing?
Fistfire. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Not getting fisted tonight.
That's definitely a good thing. Tell us, for anybody new watching, what is your race, your class, and your alignment?
I'm not going to get racist with you tonight. I'm not doing it.
You could just say that you're a human.
Is Fistfire human?
He's variant human.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay,
He's variant human monk.
Yeah. See, you know, why do you make me do these things if you already knew the answers to the question?
Because it's not the Lunar Girl show tonight. It's getting to know the characters.
I usually play Dragonborn characters. So I forgot I made Fistfire a human. But yeah, he's a monk. He essentially had to leave the order he was in because of some undisclosed reasons.
Mm-hmm.
He he attempts to remain somewhat mystery.
Right. Right.
Until he's flirted with relentlessly
With certain wood elves.
by certain wood elves.
Certain slutty wood elves.
And this does happen from time to time.
Well, I made a clip of some fist fire moments, and I'm gonna play if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
All right.
That's the sexiest thing I've seen all day. And I am going to trip on my own shoelaces, even though I have none. As is monk tradition, I'll drop into a meditative state. I'm meditating. I'm not in a coma. Did you just electrocute this dude's junk? He goes cross-eyed. We're going to hit him with the quarterstaff.
Okay.
Kind of my jam.
In the nuts.
That's the idea. I am going to hit him with my quarterstaff. Square in his quarterstaff.
Throw your catchphrase out there just because we can't miss that this week.
Get fisted. Hit this guy. This guy right now. This is a natural 20.
Oof.
So, as is my way when I roll a natural 20, I say, get fisted.
So Fistfire leaps and launches a fisted attack and absolutely obliterates the person in front of him. I'm sorry, what do you yell when you get your 20?
Get fisted.
So get fisted rings through the valley as a song of warning. Get fisted. And
Fisted. It's echoing off the mountains.
That's what she said.
wow. And on that, you can take a bow. Holy moly.
That's where I take my leave, friends.
Fistfire, after quietly meditating.
I should get that tattooed on me somewhere. Get fisted. That goes through the valley.
How in the world did you come up with that catchphrase?
I have a ridiculously dirty and useless mind. It just seemed natural.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, my original D&D character was named Jetfire.
I remember playing with that character back in 2020.
And then this one seemed logical to make him Fistfire.
Right.
Because he fights with his fists.
He fights with his fists.
Which is odd because my other character did not fight with jets. And then, Fistfire, get fisted.
Get fisted. When did you start playing Dungeons and Dragons? I know I played with you, a few years ago, but when did you start playing?
I think it was about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things that I was always interested in, but I didn't have friends who played, and B, I was still trying to slay the members of the opposite sex. So playing Dungeons and Dragons was not conducive for that kind of behavior. So
of course. Back then, no.
Not back then. Still.
Hey, it's cool now, isn't it?
No,
isn't it cool now?
Like 4 people get laid once in a great while because they play Dungeons and Dragons. Mostly not. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. Like if you're a chick and you're like, I love playing Dungeons and Dragons, you're still not going to hook up with the jock. Like you might get a Dungeons and Dragons nerd.
Right.
But,
I got stuck with the nerd myself. So
yeah, well, generally we gravitate towards our own kind.
He's flipping me off in the green room right now. Oh man, it has been a year. You started with us back in September, I believe.
No, I was still married.
Really?
Yeah, so it would have been pre-July.
No, we're just hitting our 1-year birthday tomorrow.
I think it was only like the 3rd episode that I was on.
Yeah, August then.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, August. Gotcha. Well, we made it a year.
I was definitely still married then.
Yeah.
Separated, but
separated. Yeah. It's been quite a year.
It's been a weird year.
It's been a weird year. Anyway, my co-host for Stranger Things Has Happened. Where can people find you at?
I'm usually at work. Sometimes I come home, but it's only resting for work.
Like every other guy I know.
Yeah. And then sometimes I can be found in the bathroom. But mostly just the bathroom at work.
The bathroom at work. Where can people find you on the socials?
Mostly not being social unless I'm in the bathroom at work.
Okay.
Where
can people find you live streaming?
I'm not playing this game. You want me to say things, and the longer I make you suffer, the better it is for the audience.
You are so much of an asshole right now.
You can find me pretty much anywhere at ATSW The Escape Pod. You can find me and Kelly at Stranger THH Pod.
Yes.
I
think.
On
yeah.
What's that thing?
Twitter and Instagram.
Bio.link/Stranger THH Pod.
No, we don't have a bio link for that.
We do
yet.
too.
We do?
Yes.
Did I make it?
Yes.
Shit.
I'm Jealous Snooch on Instagram.
Yeah. And catch Snooch over at ATSW The Escape Pod every Wednesday night at 7:05 p.m. Eastern, and that is 4:05 p.m. Pacific time every Wednesday.
Absolutely.
All righty.
Get fisted.
See you later, friend. Bye. All righty. Well, that was awesome. Thanks for putting me on the spot there, Snooch. I really want to shout out the chat, but there's like over 100 comments, and I can't put everybody up there right now because I forgot to talk to Cam and clone myself. So I apologize, and thank you everybody for coming. I love you guys so much. DJ was going to be the next person, but DJ can't make it tonight. He is halfway from Houston to Roswell, New Mexico right now. But he did send me a little clip that he wanted me to read. He says he got into Dungeons and Dragons in the late 80s. He's played from AD&D all the way through 5e. He plays Raven, the half-elf ranger, which you guys know. So far, he's been scared of an old rabbit. An odd rabbit, probably referring to Kazara. And he needs to keep an eye on Venestra because she is shifty. He made fast friends with Urshk, and he said, just remember, if there is a button, be careful what you do and protect yourself at all costs. And that was DJ. He is a co-host of Rebel Rock Radio, which comes on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. That would be 5 p.m. Pacific. And I have a little clip of him that I want to play for you. So here it is.
I'm finding a nice comfy chair next to the hearth so I could stay warm, stay out of the wind, and enjoying a nice mug of mead, listening into any gossip that might be going on for impending adventures, and chuckling as I see some familiar faces. Yeah, so I look around and I see people protecting their private areas, and I just shrug, not
we're doing it like
knowing what's going on, and poke him in the chest.
It's fine.
First, stop banging on the statues. It's wonderful.
We miss you, DJ. We'll see you next time. So, guess what? Now we're up to Miss Shanti. So I'm going to bring Shanti in now. Hi, friend.
So
Sprinkles! Shanti started day one of the tavern with us. And she was Madame Ivana Camelot.
I didn't even remember that.
That's what I'm here for. But that character wasn't Shanti. And eventually Shanti came back as
a stripping gnome.
A stripping princess gnome. Shanti.
So fucking stupid.
Do you want to tell us about your character?
Well, as you can see, her name right there, Princess Sprinkles. She's a druish gnome. I still haven't done enough reading to really understand what that means, but I know what a gnome is because I used to watch David the Gnome. And then this is Princess Sprinkles. And you know where she came from? The magical land of Amazon. She came from Amazon.com. She is a pack of 4 puppets. And I was trying to figure out like what to do because, I mean, I would, jump at the chance to dress up and do all that stuff. But I don't have the talent to really make anything. And I don't have anything that I'm willing to cut up unless it's to make thongs for this one. So
which
this
had
was
a couple of.
This was actually the cheaper option. I don't even know how I thought about it, to tell you the truth. I guess I just thought it'd be really funny, which to me it is. I don't know about everybody else, but it
Totally is.
It makes me laugh. And she's cuckoo and uppity, and I'm sure Josh would agree, everything that I am. So you really do bring a lot of yourself to your characters.
Yes. Now, is Sprinkles good, or is she neutral, or is she bad?
I want to say she's neutral.
She's neutral.
She's neutral?
She's
neutral. I knew that.
Sprinkles can go both ways, baby. I actually put together some clips of Sprinkles.
Don't look at me like that. Roll it.
You ready? You ready?
Do it.
Okay, here we go. Sprinkles, where was that place that you took me again?
Ye old titty bar.
Ye old titty bar. And after only 2 rum punches, okay? Teeny, tiny, beautiful little Sprinkles whips off her clothes, hops up on stage, starts twerking in her tiny little top, and starts spinning around the stripper pole.
Oh my god! There's a prop.
Look at that tiny little there.
This is happening.
Like, Sprinkles, when did you get up here?
Shh, don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Everything will be all right.
No, I can guarantee you it's not.
Sprinkles, why are there strawberry skins on my arms?
Again. Don't worry about it.
100 times a second.
It's like getting thousands of flu shots. Your mom's sweating a little bit right now.
Here, I have some water.
Actually, you need probably some water. I'm getting a little dizzy.
You getting a little dizzy?
Yeah.
Hey, can you grab her a cup of water? We're gonna stop while you get that water in you. Whoop.
Ah, she's dead.
That clip kills me every time.
I know. I'm sorry, but I love Charles.
And
Like,
Charles,
what's happening?
this is happening. Oh my gosh. And you actually made that last part of the clip with the tattoo with the she's dead.
Thanks to R2 for Pinata app. Watch out, everybody. Oh my
Just in
God.
case like the audience hasn't figured it out yet, I took a lot of the clips that I already made on
check out our
TikTok and go follow our TikTok. Our TikTok's awesome.
Agreed.
Here we go. There. Give us a follow on TikTok. Come on. How did you ever get the idea to be a stripping puppet with G-strings?
You see, this is the perfect example of what happens when you work from home. You know, you get a lot of time to believe it or not. The thong thing that was made from a pair of Halloween themed socks that I just didn't use.
Socks.
And I don't know. I don't know. How do you explain insanity? You just can't. It just happens. I don't know.
That's freaking awesome.
And then I just decided, oh my God, how funny would it be if this puppet was working on the phone? So we just started cutting up the socks, grabbed my sewing kit, and decided, let me just sew the sucker up like, 2 hours before showtime? Even her little veil and her lacy lingerie, that was all sewed also like 2 hours before the show because I didn't get the idea until then. I work better under pressure, so that's where that came from.
It was amazing.
That's just peer pressure, yeah. But no stripping tonight because this is a classy.
It's a very classy birthday celebration.
Sort of.
Yes. I didn't turn on my moon. Oh no, I always turn on my moon for shows. There we go. I had to. It's not the same. It's not the same. But sprinkles. Now, the strawberry skins. Making strawberry skins a weapon, which can be done because we might be D&D 5e, but we're also homebrew. But whatever gave you the idea when you first threw strawberry skins at the Yetis as a weapon?
Well, for anyone who has watched Pop My Culture, formerly known as Scarif After Dark, you've seen what is called the strawberry trick, which is basically me gutting a poor defenseless strawberry from the inside out, and then all I'm left with is literally the skin on the outside with the seeds. And that was something that honestly I just thought would be really, again, it all comes from a place of comedy. I just thought it would be really funny, and I just wanted to make everybody laugh and shock everyone when I did it. And what was funny is because you were helping me like develop, redo my whole character and my new one. And I think we had talked about a section on the app of like, if there's something else that's like in your knapsack or whatever. And I was joking around and I said, I should stuff it with strawberry skins. You thought I was joking around. I eventually was not joking around. So that's why I ended up doing it. I'm like, she thinks I'm not going to put strawberry skins in there, but I am.
So cool. It was so cool. And Sir Charles was the DM for that one. And I remember saying strawberry skins. That was awesome. Shanti, Tell us where people can find you.
You can find us, as it says right there, with the stupid underscores that bother me. Pop My Culture, stupid Twitter. It's also the same for Instagram. And then we're also on TikTok, but that's Pop My Culture without the underscores. And yes, I officially joined Threads as well, because why not throw on another social media platform to fucking advertise on? And if you go to our profile, if you go to our Twitter profile, I actually just dropped it's a very basic like website that I created last night, multitasking. So
very cool.
I
Very
was
cool.
bored.
And when can we watch Pop My Culture?
We are been typically doing it every other Saturday, and then with the massive amounts of releases that have been in the theater lately, on the opposite weeks, we've been kind of trying to drop a segment of the sticky spot where we, review movies. So like we just did that this week. We reviewed Indiana Jones.
Awesome.
So we're not live tomorrow. Tomorrow we're on break. But we come back.
We're on at 9 o'clock.
That's
and then the
right.
week after, you're on at 9
So
o'clock.
next weekend, we will be going on because we're
Yes.
going to talk about Disney and pop culture, because we will be at Disney this month. So I thought that'd be appropriate.
So cool. So cool.
So I'm very excited.
Thank you for coming on tonight, Shanti.
Thank you. And I'm so
Thank you,
happy for this
Sprinkles.
being introduced to me. Yes, I wasn't sure how I was going to react to it. And, I really enjoyed it. And we have wonderful, wonderful DMs.
Yes,
So,
we do.
Yeah. And it was cool seeing Charles at Florida SuperCon. Yeah.
Right? That was another thing.
Man, I got great eyesight. I was like, that looks like Pat.
Like, that looks like Charles's outfit.
I know that head anywhere.
Awesome. I almost forgot. Sprinkles. Last episode that we had, Sprinkles rode off into the sunset on Vader the Wolf.
That's right.
What can we expect from your future?
So I'm just kind of taking a break, not to overload myself. And during that time, I'm going to actually be developing a new character, which I'm sure Josh will absolutely be thrilled with, because it's going to be based on a certain someone that I have a massive crush on.
Stay tuned and find out, folks. Alrighty, Shanti. Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you. And thank you for organizing all of this. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it. Bye,
So much fun. Bye, Sprinkles.
Bye.
And there we go. Next, we have one character who started with us in the very beginning and then became a totally different character. None other than Nicole.
Hello.
Hey, Nicole.
Hello, chat. Hello, everybody. Happy birthday, Red 5 Tavern.
Woo!
Thank for all of our
Happy birthday.
dungeon masters. We've had amazing dungeon masters. So
Yes, we
kudos
have.
to all of our original OGs and to Sir Charles and Aaron, because they are doing a wonderful job. And I
Absolutely. And you started with us on the very first day.
I did.
And you were
Kira.
She was
Kira. She was just a paladin. I say she was just because it's like I got to know her, but I didn't get to know her. So
right.
She was fun, but I didn't. Yeah,
she was a sun elf.
She was a sun elf.
And
I had
she was
special reasons, but
right. Because you're known as Sunray.
I know, and you're Moonbeam, and
I'm Moonbeam,
and I just wonder if it's interesting because that name kind of moved on with Eleonora, but in a different way, and whether people caught on or not. But I'm like, oh my god, I finally found another one that actually means things, so.
Yes. Eleonora is rock gnome.
She's a rock gnome. She is also a paladin, but she's also a part bard.
You're playing dual classes.
Yes, I know. For the first time, I think it's really interesting because my brain wants to do both weaponry, but then it wants to do words, and I'm still figuring that part out and figuring her out. I'll get it there. We'll get there.
You're still learning her.
I am. Like,
Because
it's
she's
interesting
new.
because when I switched gears, I feel like I've
Mhm.
almost learned about her more than I did with Kira, which is interesting.
Right.
Kira kind of, she started off as one thing and I don't know. And then Eleanor just seems to be taking her own.
Right. I have a clip of both of your characters, if it's okay to play it.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Oh, yes. See, Sorceress Glinda came from above and she said, fudge this. I'm going to give you this roll. And she sprinkled it all down and a hi-ya. Is that close?
that was beautiful.
Who am I? Who am I? Oh, well, I've been sent here, like on a mission. I've been sent here by a sun goddess. And also with the spirit of a certain sorceress named Glinda. For you see, my name is Eleonora, also
Eleonora.
known as the Ray of Sun. I'm both a bard and a paladin, for I fight with both words and sword.
That was nice.
I love it. This cracks me up. I wish Glinda would come through the door right now.
Yes, you made your real live pet an NPC in your story.
It happened on accident because anybody who knows from the first time she came in, she just hopped in my lap. And all I know is I rolled well. And anytime she came in, I rolled well. And I'm like, And of course, my cat's name is Glinda, and actually, she's a sorceress in Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it made sense. And I have to share something very special because I actually mentioned this to Sir Charles. If he's in the chat, he will be like, "Wait, that's what she was talking about." So, with the whole thing with the art, thank you to Sir Charles. He introduced me to something really awesome called Hero Forge, and I had something created that's now currently. I don't know if everyone can see that, but there's also there is Eleonora in D&D statue form, but then I was able to add in Sorceress Glinda.
Glinda.
Yeah, she's just, I don't know. There was something special. Also something very comforting about having my cat with me.
Right.
And there's something very therapeutic. And she just, usually it's like, hey, Dungeons and Dragons time. And she's here.
Yes. That is so cool. And she does. She comes right in.
She usually does. I'm like, Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
Now, right outside the door, as soon as I open up, I was here. I was waiting.
Now, Kira was reincarnated by a high druid priestess into Eleonora.
Yes.
Now, why did you ask for that reincarnation?
So I had originally been thinking about a bard paladin for a little bit before this actually happened. And so when things kind of started shifting in the storyline, I was talking to our DMs at the time, Sir Charles and Tom, and I was just like, well, I have an idea, and if it works in your story, let's it's time for Kira to recreate herself. And it's time for me to go into a new direction and really find this character that I really love and bare hands, did it myself. And it's like I did Kira by myself, but at the same time, and I appreciated all the help. It was just one of those things that when I started doing it on my own, something else happened. Finding out my own, like going, wait, I can do that. I can do this. And let's do that. It's just fun. It's creative. You get the voices flying. And then this also gave me still the opportunity to include Glinda in my own way.
Right.
Let's do it.
The evolution of your character.
Well, here's the shocker. And I did not know this. So for anybody who's trying to reincarnate themselves, we had to roll. You had to roll dice. I couldn't just go, I wanted to be another sun elf. No, I couldn't. They were like, no. And I'm like, fine. And I'm like, you're a rock gnome. And they're like, uh-oh. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, that means Shanti, who the Princess Sprinkles, and this person are gnomes. And I'm like, oh, there's originally a trio of us for a bit.
Yep. Because you were a rock gnome And Trixus and Princess Sprinkles were deep gnomes.
Right.
So
we
there
had
were
to-
like 3 gnomes at one point in time.
Yeah, for at least one episode. We were all there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, I don't have any other questions to ask you.
Good.
It's
Happy
just
birthday.
been
Happy birthday to Red 5 Tavern. This has been wonderful. I'd like to also point out one more fun fact, though, for everybody.
Yes.
We have
Yes.
celebrated a lot of birthdays on this show. So happy birthday to everybody.
Yes, and guess
July,
whose
the rest of the
birthday
year.
is on Sunday?
It is. But then, I mean, that was also fun. And for anybody who might remember from last year's ScarifCon, even Sir Charles did a whole thing that included all that. And it was just so much fun because it came right after Dungeons and Dragons and included everybody. And I just loved it.
Absolutely.
Of course, he brings that to us here. I love our dungeon masters. They're awesome. So kudos to our dungeon masters. They're great. I know. I love them. So
And it's your birthday weekend. This is the start of your birthday weekend.
And birthday month. Happy birthday to Shanti, Princess Leia, and to all the people celebrating their birthdays this month and next month and the next and the next. And happy on birthday to everybody else.
Woohoo!
It's a birthday party. Why not? Let's celebrate. Let's have fun.
Nicole, why don't you tell everybody where we could find you?
Okay, so you can find me on social media. I am, 1/3 of Used and Abused, and we are, of course, bio.link/Used and Abused. So on Twitter as well as Instagram. I think we're also on Threads. I do believe. Again, that's a whole new thing if you want to go down that thread. I'm also Peace Love Fandoms on Instagram, Twitter, as well as TikTok. One half of Peace Love Disney on Facebook. So I'm a busy girl.
And where can we see you live streaming at?
Well, I live stream, of course, here at the Red 5 Tavern, but also again with Used and Abused. And I'm really excited because we do have an announcement actually happening this upcoming Sunday. It's coming out on my birthday. There's an announcement that's coming.
Right.
So I'm like, part of me wants to say, and I was kind of.
I know.
Like,
it was
do I
already
say, do I
released
not
to
say?
Patreons.
I'm waiting. I'm like, wait, what? Let's see. Does Scott say anything? I'm waiting.
I'm a Patreon, so I got the scoop.
You
And I'm
do. She's got the scoop, you guys. She knows what's happening.
And I'm the live stream coordinator for Red 5, so I
Yes,
needed to
you
know
are.
anyway.
What's happening? Yes, there's definitely some really cool stuff in the works. We're just really good at shuffling at Used and Abused. I think we're just really good at mixtaping it up and whatever's currently. Okay, so he has said, say it. Okay, so I'm going to say it.
Say it.
So Sunday, the big announcement will be that we are moving dates, not time, but dates. Used and Abused had to do a little bit of shuffling because we all three love podcasting, and we are moving our show to Sunday nights. Beginning, technically, we have an announcement this Sunday, and then officially on the 16th, we bring back Ladies' Night. Finally. Since I was sick last time. So looking forward to that. And we're kind of continuing on with some Disney stuff. So really excited for that because we've been having a good time doing that. So
awesome.
Oh, great stuff coming. Lots of great stuff.
Yes.
So, yes. So there you go. You're here tonight. You're the first ones to know officially, other than our Patreons.
Big announcement happened just now at our birthday party.
Yeah. What she said. Hit that like button, please. Because,
yes, please.
Pop it like you pop a balloon. So.
I see we have another 106 comments. And again, I love all of you guys. Thank you all for coming. I'm so excited, but I can't post them up like I usually do tonight. And I'm so sorry. Well, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank
Sunray.
you so very much. And happy birthday again to everybody. And doing an awesome job. Talk to you guys all later. See you in the chat.
Oh, Nicole, if you're able to stick around because we're all going to come out at the after the DMs. If you're available, we'll all pop in. Yeah. And then we'll have an after party. Hi, friend. Awesome. Next up would have been Steve, who plays 2 characters. He is the only person who's not a DM who actually plays 2 characters currently. He could not make it because his youngest child is moving tonight into their first apartment. So, but I just wanted to tell everybody about Steve. Steve is the co-host with DJ that we talked about earlier to Rebel Rock Radio. Also, Steve has a second live stream that is Punk Rock and Pinfalls. Yes, it is a punk rock show and a wrestling show that goes live on YouTube every Tuesday at, I believe, 6 p.m., maybe 6:30, 6 or 6:30, but follow him on the socials at Punk Rock and Pinfalls. Rebel Rock Radio, again, you can catch them every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's 5 p.m. Pacific. I don't know why I look up when I'm trying to do math in my head. Like, the answers are not up there, but whatever. Steve plays 2 characters. He plays Kraxus, the Dragonborn barbarian, and he also played Twitter, the Arakokra, I think, Bard, and definitely 2 different personalities there. I have a clip that I will show you now.
I am going to play Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper on my lute, though.
We need more cowbell. There's no cowbell.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Oh, there's cowbell in D&D.
I want to grab Kalisha and throw her at Venestra.
I bet you do.
Absolutely. The Dragonborn grabs this pterodactyl right by the throat and holds it like one of those like yellow squawky chicken things, and like shakes it for a second, and then hurls it at. Who did you say you're throwing it at?
Venestra.
Okay, so Venestra, you see this this frazzled pterodactyl rocketing at your face. Venestra, you take 16 damage as this thing comes rocketing at you.
I'm not a thing.
Kalisha, you faceplant with Venestra, and obviously you take way more than your current hit points in damage as you faceplant. And you turn back into Kalisha, and you guys are just like face to face kissing and land on the ground.
So yeah, Steve the Barbarian, Kraxus, helped me get my first kiss in character. So, hey, thanks, Steve. We miss you, buddy. After Steve comes my husband in real life. We do everything together, and even Dungeons and Dragons together. Oops. There. I said oops.
Hello from across the hall.
Hi, Dragon Buddy. How are you tonight?
Tired.
I rarely see Dragon Buddy anymore.
But I'm home right now. I am goo.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why you haven't been joining us a lot on Friday nights anymore, because you have been goo.
This is true. This is true. I am goo. I miss playing with you guys.
Yes. So you're my husband in real life, but who are you in Dungeons and Dragons?
I am kind of like part protector, part judge. I judge you a lot, especially when you loot bodies while we're all still battling. And companion. We kind of stumbled upon each other, and now you're dead.
Now I'm dead.
And you're a ghost.
And I'm a ghost.
Yes.
Wait until you see my ghost.
I saw with the veil and you.
I mean,
jumped in
wait
the-
until Urshk sees my ghost.
I know that's where.
And for everybody out there, tell us about your character, like name and.
Urshel
What are
Sono. He's kind of based off of a character from way back in the time that people forgot, the late 80s. Basically based off of a character I remember playing as a kid, where we battled a necromancer, and it was like the last time I hung out with my friend from New York before we moved to PA. So I was battling a necromancer, and then I moved to PA, and he never finished his quest and stuff. So kind of brought him back as he was killed by that necromancer, and I was reborn, which makes me an undead.
And if I remember correctly, you brought him back when we played with Don and Brady.
Correct.
From the escape pod a few years ago.
Correct. Yes, we had a nice little session with some friends of the escape pod, Jess and Jen Bolt, and we had fun. All of us kind of reviving an old character, you creating a character, and yeah, we did some Roll20, and now we're in the Red 5 Tavern playing on Fridays. And it's fun. It's fun to get back into something that we never played together anyway. So way back when. Yes,
because we both played before we knew each other.
Right.
27 years ago.
And then we got cool, and now we're nerds again.
I was never cool.
I was always cool.
You were an asshole. Anyway, for anybody who is wondering, Kalisha and Urshk, no relationship in the game. They're just friends. I found him. I found him naked at a tavern, and he didn't know why. It wasn't the Red Tavern. It was a long, long time ago when we were still in our deep forest. So
the deep forest.
Yeah, our deep forest.
Isaac's nice.
What's Isaac saying?
I'm a dreamboat.
Oh, you are though.
Dreamboat.
You are though. You totally are. I put together my favorite clips of your character, so I'm not even going to ask your permission to play it.
Roll that tape.
Show me the wedding ring I own you, so I could do that. All right, here's that beautiful bean footage. I'm casting polymorph on Urshk. And now Urshk has these gigantic double Ds. He's got blue hair and green eyes. And he no longer smells.
That takes most of your concentration from the spell, by the way.
Yep. And what race did you go with?
Urshk is a really tall.
Oh my good God!
What?
I love it. I love
it. With blue hair and green eyes.
Call me Urshina.
Oh my God!
Do you like fruit? This is how I keep my figure so well. And you know what else I can do? I love banana.
Come on, that has to be a natural 20 on something. Wait, Charles, watch. You have to watch.
I bet you would like to see.
It's a banana! I can't. Oh my God.
And you are the cutest one. I'll see you. What? I almost killed myself with that banana.
Tell everybody what really happened when you were saying those last words.
I was joking. I had this trick to where it looked like I could eat the whole banana in one bite, and it got stuck on my hand a little bit, so kind of went down. And I was like, "Oh no!" Reversal of fortune.
You would have choked on camera. I would have had to give you the Heimlich maneuver on camera.
On camera, the things we do for D&D. Just to break our DM. Poor Charles.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fun because we kind of came up with our own plan of how we were going to attack this whole thing that Charles had built for us and break him at the same time.
That was actually
what he loved.
That was actually the first time that all of us like collaborated without the DM knowing.
Yeah. Nothing crazy, but this is the plan we're gonna have, and then all of us kind of doing our own thing, keeping it secret from the rest of us. So it was very spontaneous in the moment. Yes, that was some good laughs.
That was a great 2-part session. So you guys, if you haven't seen that yet, go visit our past catalog of shows. I mean,
I channeled my inner Wanda from In Living Color and my inner Vera DeMilo from In Living Color, and half work.
Can we expect Ursh to polymorph in the future?
I don't know. You might have to tune in. Tune in and find out if Urshina comes back.
One more thing. Reborn. You're reborn.
Reborn.
Which means you're undead.
I am undead.
And that's why you stink so bad to everyone in the game.
I shower and, bathe. I don't know about the stink thing. I've read up on my character. I don't see any of the stink thing, but I guess it's true. I'm sorry for this. Don't need sleep. Don't need to eat, drink, but I stink, and that's
why your character has such a hard time with my character dying and the possibility of, like Sprinkles and Venestra might have tried to bring me back. And,
right. Yes, I look at me being
had a problem with that.
Yes, because I don't really know who I was.
Absolutely. Will we ever know who you are?
I don't know. I don't even
know. You don't even know.
I don't even know. All I know is when I get to play, I love playing with we have such a large group of people that are able to come in and go when they can. And we've had a lot of fun with a lot of different people that have come through the Red 5 Tavern and are always welcome. And we try to schedule everything through so you can play with some different people sometimes. And it's just a fun time all around. Our DMs now with Aaron and Charles are great. The storyline is great. And we're having fun with it. And that's the best part, is having fun. And you let your imagination fly, but it's basically hanging out, telling a story together. So,
because you're one of the OG Tavern as well. You were there on the very first episode, and we all evolved together.
Later. Strange.
Yeah, we all evolved together.
Happy first birthday, Red 5 Tavern, and you cannot find a better intro out there. I mean, come on, Dragon coming in. Just Skyrim music. It's good stuff.
Yes. And thank you to, I think it was Ro that created that. So thank you, Ro. Scuttle Daddy.
Thumbs up on that one. Good stuff.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, Dragon Buddy. So, I'm going to have to pull Tina, the slutty wood elf, out here. So why don't you tell us where we can find you?
You can find me Wednesdays live at 7:05 ATSW The Escape Pod. You can search us on YouTube ATSW The Escape Pod. You can find us all of our links at bio.link/ATSW The Escape Pod. You can find me on TikTok. I'm Dragon Bud on TikTok. Most of the socials, I don't have time. I just wait.
You don't even have time to text your wife.
Texted you.
Sometimes. Today you did. Once.
But yes, that's where you can find me. Or
And where do you
Friday
live stream?
nights,
Where can we
once in a
see
while.
you live?
What's that?
Where can we see you live?
Live? 7:05. Yeah.
Wednesday nights.
I said that first.
Oh.
Wednesday nights, live at 7:05.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. So can't wait to play again. Happy first birthday to the Red 5 Tavern. Thank you to all the players and the DMs and everyone involved. We have such a great time. Some great content out there. Check it out on TikTok. LG over there does a great job putting some clips together of us and our shenanigans.
You guys make it so easy.
There's a lot of shenanigans.
So many shenanigans.
All the shenanigans. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Bye, Dragon Buddy.
Bye, LG.
Bye. Bye forever. No. Hi, Tina. Tina, you're muted, hun. Hi. My slutty wood elf friend.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't put the slut in there. Oh, I forgot. I should have put salty and slutty. Oops, I missed one. I missed an adjective.
Salty, slutty, same thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, she really is. She really, really
is. First, well, I think we kind of said that you're a slutty wood elf, but what do you do?
Okay. So I'm a lawful evil wood elf warlock. And so I did not create her. Brad did, because I am an uber newbie to Dungeons and Dragons. Knew what it was, never played it. So when the Tavern started, that's my first time ever playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I had my Dungeons and Jesus Christ. Dungeons and Dragons cherry popped. I can't talk tonight. Cherry popped. I tried to get that out. That did not work. And so learning her has been still a challenge with the magic. Making her my own when I want. Okay, so she does reflect obviously a certain part of me. Anybody that knows me personally knows my personality. I'm not tricking on the streets though, guys. So just because it's Miss Slutty, that doesn't mean anything, just I have the mind of a child and a 15-year-old boy, and I make inappropriate jokes, so it just kind of follows that.
Yeah.
But the fun part is like I war with myself because Tina wants to be a little more sympathetic sometimes, but Venestra is a bitch. And so I do, and I actually am a bitch too, but with more sympathy than I think Venestra has. So I when I'm uber bitchy, I'm like, oh God, that's so bitchy. But at the same time, that's what she would do. So
absolutely. I actually wrote that down as my second question to ask you. How does it feel to be evil when you're nice?
Nice. Nice. Am I nice? I am nice. Yeah, I guess so. I am. Sometimes it's hard. I would say I warred with it more in our last episode. Us losing Kalisha personally for me made me sad. Right? But from Vernie's point of view,
Vernie's like,
wow. She's like, man, she lost somebody that she could kind of use for her own gain, and stuff like that. So it was really hard for me to play that when deep down I'm like, I want to really have her back. Even if we could just continue, right? If we could just continue that frenemy thing we do.
Oh my gosh. I have clips of that.
Oh,
Can
I bet.
show that? All right.
Are you out frolicking with the imp again?
It's better than rolling around in your own sweat from fever. If I have to sweat, I'd like to do it for a reason.
At least I was giggling.
How do you know I wasn't?
I'm gonna elbow Vanestra and say, "Hey, Vanestra, look, it's monkey socks." Whoa, galaxy! I'm like so zoned into it right now.
And I come over and smack her and go, "Pay attention." Sorry.
Like a tentacle kind of whips at you.
Okay then. Alrighty.
Whip it.
I'm not even gonna. Okay.
Vanestra, this is more your thing.
I know. I'm used to things whipping out at me like a good old cast.
Okay. As you shoot this ray of frost out at the gelatinous cube, you feel like it didn't affect it.
No effect by the cold.
No effect.
The elves are dying and laughing.
We're just over here. We're just elving out over here. We're just elving out.
Okay.
It's a little elf joke.
You know, but Vanestra, despite what she is, she does recognize loyalty, and even if it's a twisted way of recognizing loyalty. So she has always, well, not always, but as time gone on, has recognized Kalisha as loyal to her, even if she can never really repay that loyalty in the same way.
And Kalisha never cared because it's like, oh, Vanestra might be nice to me today, but
she's like,
or she might grab my nipple and twist it.
Yeah, titty twister. Yep, I might do that, or I might like get the fuck off me when you when Craxus threw you at me. Almost and basically killed me. I think we basically died.
Yes, but I brought you back.
You did, and that's another thing Bernie meant. She's like, damn it, she's gonna miss them healing spells because there were times when the dice is not being kind to Bernie. So, yeah, but I've enjoyed playing her.
I actually have that written down too. How fun it has been to play good versus evil with you.
Yes, because I am absolutely evil and you are absolutely good. The polar opposites.
No, I'm a ghost.
but an interesting twist. You could take over my body if I A, consent, or B, say hell no, and then you roll for it.
Exactly. And if your dice are lower than what they need to be, then I could totally possess you.
You can, and you can enjoy me in all my slutty glory. You might learn a thing or two.
I gotta be careful when I possess you.
You might be like, oh, I like this. I don't want to leave.
I mean, I don't have access to your memories or anything, but I could probably feel a few things. So
no, you can feel a few things.
Oh my gosh. Now you were, as you said, newbie when you started. You were
virginal.
You started on the second episode, correct?
I did. I had not one fucking clue what I was doing. And it took so many episodes for me to even gain a slight clue. Mm-hmm. And even now, sometimes I'm like, I freeze up. It's really hard sometimes. Like, I do sometimes freeze up. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. And maybe I should just go for it. That's been a struggle for me too sometimes. But the role play of like, what would my character do? And then worrying with myself. So yes.
Yeah. That's been like the one thing that has, Nicole mentioned it, Shanti mentioned it, Chris mentioned it, how we started as a character and we've just evolved over the year. And
we have.
Yeah, totally evolved.
We've learned how to play off each other. Like, I know you like to pickpocket dead people. And then I'm like, hey, you got anything in there for me? Or something. And then like when Kark got eaten by the massive caterpillar or whatever.
Yeah.
And I took your money and shit when you were crying. I mean, that was
just take it, Vanestra. Just take it.
I still have all that money.
Yeah.
Still have all that money.
And you also
You don't need-
have my bag of holding. So we have to get
Dude,
together so I can
we
tell you
do.
exactly everything.
Before we
and
play
all my
again.
weapons too. Shanti,
I know. I'm
Shanti
loaded.
took a pouch and she took an empty flask.
Yep, I'm loaded. I got all the other good stuff. So
You
yeah,
got
no,
everything. Yeah.
We need to. This is the behind the scenes stuff that the players we have to do when we're prepping for another episode. But I'm curious to see where life will lead her. You know, in the game, I am willing to say goodbye to her if she dies in battle. Because I've enjoyed her. I actually do plan on creating another character at some point because I didn't get to create this one. And if we ever do something else, like maybe just have that one on the side and see what happens, because I do have some ideas now, some things I might like to do myself. So that and I've needed this learning process of playing to be able to do that.
Absolutely, because you've evolved.
I have.
We've
and
all
I've had good help
together.
I've evolved, and I've had great help. You, everybody, DB, everybody's helped me. Our amazing DMs, Aaron, Charles. I mean, I couldn't have done. It's been a group effort. I've always been able to ask questions. I've always been able to say, even in the middle of the game, like I'm a little confused, guys.
Yeah.
And then just gentle guidance, and then we just keep going. So
absolutely,
that immensely.
Absolutely. Well, Miss Tina, tell everybody where they can find you.
They can't find me too many places because I just ain't got no time for all this damn social media. So anyway, Thread, but I'm on Thread. I'm like, I got an Instagram account that I don't use. I strictly have it to view stuff. So you can find me on Twitter, and I am still on there most of the time, but Twitter's being a butt face lately. So you can find me at the Meme Queen 27. So
there you go.
And
everybody.
that's basically where you're gonna find me is on Twitter. I ain't got no time for the gram, y'all.
Ain't got no time for that.
Ain't got no time for the gram. I'm on Facebook, but that's for fam, and I don't carry that stuff over. So now don't follow me.
Absolutely. You got to keep it separate, Yeah,
I got to keep my DB&C, locked away.
Yeah. Will we ever see Venestra on OnlyFans?
I mean, you could see Venestra on OnlyFans. You're not going to see Tina playing Venestra on OnlyFans. Unless it's feet, where they can't, maybe it's your feet. I keep saying I need to get that foot profile going because these bills are not getting no cheaper.
Hell yeah. I mean,
no shame in
Maybe
my
I
game.
should do that.
I'm serious. It's for everything we have, there's somebody that wants to look at it.
Absolutely. All righty, Miss Tina, thank you for talking with me tonight.
It was a pleasure, as always.
We'll see you at the end.
I'll be here.
Okay. Bye. And now, finally, last but certainly not least, our two DMs who do all the storytelling. They do all the NPCs except for Nicole's cat. And they also have characters of their own. We have Aaron, and we have
Hello.
Sir Charles.
Good
Hello.
evening.
That's better. Hi, friends.
Hello.
It's the men behind the game. Without you guys, we would not have a game to play.
It's the boys.
I certainly feel underdressed, 100%.
I thought this was like an award show.
Sharp dressed man,
Yes.
It's okay, Charles. I'm in a t-shirt too. So
Okay, good. I was moving to the house tonight, so I don't feel so bad.
yeah, don't feel bad. Before we get to your DM stuff, I wanted to talk about your characters first, because before both of you were DMs, you were characters in the game. And Sir Charles, let's start with you.
Okay. Well, I played Nero, and we launched a year ago, and my character, Nero, Nerodri is his full name. Everyone knows him as Nero, but he's got a full name. Exactly. See, I'm layered. I'm like an onion or like a parfait, just like Shrek. So
Nerhodri. Yeah. It's I'm complex. I'm very complex. And when we first started playing, Brad, who was our first DM and basically the godfather of our Red 5 Tavern, had asked us all to play evil characters, or at least chaotic characters. Chaotic neutral, good or bad. So I had gone with chaotic neutral. And one of the key defining characteristics of that alignment is it's about me. It's not about the others. Like it's about my betterment. So I went in that mentality from day one, and it was never an alignment I've ever played before. And I'm going back to 1980s. That's how long I've been playing, from Dungeons and Dragons 1, then to AD&D, and throughout all the other paper versions of the game. And I last played probably 26 years ago was my last session of actually playing a character and DMing. So it's been a long time. So it was definitely a learning experience for me, because it was never an alignment I've ever played before, but it was way that Brad wanted to have it. And it was something that I had to really work at, and it was very interesting, and I loved playing it. And it's almost like a badge of achievement for me as a player, but as a person as well, playing Nero that way. And it's phenomenal. I just love it.
It goes along with the whole theme that I was just talking about with Tina. Everybody and their evolution through the year.
Absolutely. And, I would say that for myself as a player, and I'm going to put aside the DM side, right? But as a player, the nature of that alignment of the chaotic neutral is about me, and about, I'm going to, if you guys benefit me, I'll help. But for the most part, I'm going to take what I need. And as the year progressed, literally 1 year from today, I found it extremely hard to play my alignment, because the affection that I have for all of the players' characters that I've learnt and grown to love in that 1 year. So I could literally struggle to say, I don't want to do that, but I have to. So I'm going to go and grab that pouch. I'm going to go grab the magic item and the gold pieces, because I have to play it that way. But half of me wants to say, I want to share. Hey, you guys, we're all in this together, but I can't because it's my alignment.
You are a rogue halfling. Halfling.
But Charles, characters can change their alignment. It is possible.
This is true. Just
putting it out there.
All right.
Alignments are descriptive, not prescriptive.
I actually have a clip of exactly how your character has evolved over the years.
Oh no.
Are you all ready?
Ooh, it's going to be good.
No, I'm not.
Right.
I would like to advance to the guard and try my shocking grasp.
Okay.
Well, it's about bloody time.
And I'm only a beginner druid, but I like to try things.
So
great. A novice at the wheel.
Halfling. And I got a 4.
all right. So
you kiss him on the lips next time.
You get a little boost from your fingertips, and
At least I tried. You're out here looking for rats.
I'm in the middle of a game. Can we not just at least finish the hand?
Our friends are in danger. They've been captured in the Shadow Realm, and we need your help. He gets very, very serious.
He looks at his cards. I fold anyways. Nice meeting. Nice playing with you all tonight. He grabs his significant stash of gold, puts it in his pockets. Wait. Is Kalisha among these who we need to rescue?
Yes.
Of course she is.
Deal me in. Can I give you like $5 to say
down.
I'm with Obi-Wan Kenobi, we're here to rescue you? No, just never mind.
I am here with Obi-Wan Kenobi. We are here to rescue you.
Kayleisha looks over at Nero and says, "Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?"
This was a druid who'd been a brat, parleying with foes. For hours we sat. Last to yell fight! But first, when 'twas right, she will be missed by all, even I, the rat.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Bravo, Nero!
You didn't think Kelly would play clean,
1.
did you?
Oh, that's not fair at all. Wow.
Episode 1 being like that rogue asshole.
Yep.
All the way to the end where, Nero, you're so compassionate and caring now. Kayleisha would have loved that.
Dang it.
I know! And I'm dead, so now I can't do anything about it.
Oh, you're a ghost. I can't wait to
I'm a
see this
ghost,
happen. Ugh. Possess this.
I had so much fun playing off of your character. It's been so much fun. So many laughs.
It has been, and I remember literally after the first game that we played, and going towards the rat thing, the thing in our first session. You would literally DM me on Twitter. She goes, "You said, Kayleisha's just like it's my character. We're just having fun, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely." You were actually worried that I was taking it personally. It's like, no, this is fantastic. Literally 1 year ago. Tear me down. This is perfect.
Wow.
I'll never forget that. Yep, never forget that.
And then Aaron is our newest player who joined us a few months ago. And you started playing a character that we've never seen the likes of just yet. Do you want to tell us about him?
Yeah, so Zubov was from a previous campaign that I was in, and I rolled him up because I had never played a barbarian before, and I wanted to give it a shot. And much to my DM's chagrin, I wanted to make something that was like unkillable.
Yeah.
So, in that campaign, we rolled for stats, and with all the bonuses that I had, I ended up having a 20 strength, 20 constitution, and 5 intelligence.
5 intelligence.
Yeah. So, I thought it'd be fun to have a character who's like just a complete like meathead, built like a fridge, just like extremely like physically capable, but just dumb as a rock.
Yes.
But I knew that like that's been done so many times before. I wanted to see like what kind of twist I could give on it. And so I wanted to make someone who was not dumb per se, but just didn't like have much knowledge of the world, and maybe didn't have like an education or things like that. And so I decided to like give him like an Outlander background, that he was like raised by bears, and basically like he'd have like this really tough exterior, but have this like soft nougaty center. And at the time, I was really inspired by the movie Leon the Professional. The kind of main character in that, he very is similar in that he's a really rough guy on the outside. He's like a killer for the mob, but he has, and he's kind of slow, but he does have like a very like sensitive kind of emotional core to him. And so I just used that to inform Zubov. And also at the time I was learning about like pre-literate cultures, like what people were like before writing and the printing press were super common. And you realize like they weren't dumb people, they just thought about the world in a much different way.
Yeah.
They are, if they're gonna like there's cultures where instead of like if a kid's misbehaving or like not listening to their parents, they're gonna like tell a story about how like there's a good parent who's like a rabbit and like a child of that rabbit who didn't listen to their rabbit parent and went running out into the field and then got scooped up and eaten by a hawk. And in telling that story, that's a way to tell their kid, like, hey, just stop mouthing off and clean up your room.
I actually put together a clip that is like all of that.
Oh
that,
boy, here
that
we
goes
go.
From your, gentle giant soft nougaty center all the way to where you're teaching actually Kalisha a valuable lesson.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
go for it.
Now it's your turn.
It's your turn.
You watch, Sophia.
And he's wearing like a fur cloak, kind of like toga style across his body. And he kind of like opens it up and you see like underneath he's got like one of those like cloth infant carriers. I don't know what they're called, but they're just like to like carry a child in front of you. And he opens it and he has one of those, and inside is like this small like white cat.
Owlbearers,
Okay, just a second.
we do not mean you any harm.
He's gonna offer some of his rations, like the jerky and stuff that he has, to as like a gift for not eating me, kind of a gift to the owlbears.
Okay.
We
So
give
you
you
just,
gift for safe passage. I don't want your jerky.
Meanwhile, Zubov grabs Trixus and nicks his ass on. It's gonna eat
What?
you.
I'm sorry,
No,
Kalisha. What did you?
leave them alone.
want to pet it.
You're
I
not
keep
petting
trying
it.
to like
Can you go grab Kalisha and let's go.
Go. We're not petting it. Come on.
The
Hit-
female
come on.
owlbear looks back and
Kalisha.
sees Kalisha towards.
I'll just grab her. Just like pick her up by the collar. Just
You're
like
not touching it.
carry her away.
Look. Don't pet it. It's not a dog.
Look, it is nature's way that the strong thrive and the weak perish. You do not mess with that.
okay. I understand.
Wow.
I forgot about that.
Oh
Sounds good.
yes.
That was a very big lesson for me. I just wanted to pet the thing because Kalisha's like that. She's like, she's not looking at the dangerous side of things. She was only looking at the nice side of things. So
Or the loot that she can take. Right? Yeah.
everybody keeps
Yeah,
bringing that up.
Yeah, I just reasoned like, Zubov, his family was wiped out when he was very young.
Yeah.
He's grown up with these wild animals, and that's how he views the world, is that like you're strong enough, then you can do what you want. But if you're weak enough, like nature's gonna have its way with you.
And Zubov
that's,
actually has a craft, like a new skill.
Yeah, he picked up wood carving.
He picked up wood carving over spring break.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kalisha.
Yeah. Again, I want him to like be able to express himself in ways that would make sense for him, and that kind of connection to the natural world is going to be really appealing to him.
Nobody knew because I didn't really tell anybody, but Kalisha was still wearing the necklace that Zubov gave her.
Oh.
I know.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
That's so sweet.
Nobody buried her body yet, so maybe somebody could find it.
Yeah, well, this wouldn't have happened. This entire adventure would have happened if they just buried the body of the warden a year ago. We wouldn't be in this position right now. So, hey, at least we're consistent.
That brings me to my next question, Charles. Actually, I wanted to ask you a question because I saw this posted on Twitter the other day. I had a tag in it. R2, the Icky from After the Weekend, wanted to know which party are we? There are two types of D&D parties. The, Lord of the Rings, we're on a big adventure, or Monty Python.
We are Monty Python striving to be Lord of the Rings. We're always trying to get there. Especially because every damn player that we play with can probably quote more Monty Python than we can of Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Unladen
Yeah.
Swallow has made it at least twice so far in our episodes. Yeah.
And we all smell of elderberry, so I think it fits.
Yeah, absolutely. What made you want to become a DM?
Me?
Yeah, you started off as just a character, and then you were Brad's understudy for a couple weeks.
Yes. I mean, so, okay, this goes back to the early 80s again, where my childhood friend Pat, funny enough, just like Pat, we would trade off week to week, and we would string together these campaigns. And
Right.
him and his brother and our friends that would play together, we would always come up with these adventures, and we would use graph paper and do the whole thing. And this was all based on Dungeons and Dragons, the first set of rules.
Right.
So Dungeons and Dragons as a DM and then as a player was always ingrained in my blood. And we played up until, like I said, probably about 1996, 1997 was our last session, where we were all college aged and, had a few beers and pizza, and we all played. And then it just sort of faded into the background with life, getting married, kids, that whole bit. But D&D never left.
Yeah.
And fast forward to maybe 4 or 5 months before our 1 year, like when we started. And I think actually you, Kaylisha, had posted that you and DB had played some different sessions of Dungeons and Dragons in different settings. And wouldn't that be cool to start a game? And then I started thinking, like, oh, Dungeons and Dragons, oh boy. So we went on a vacation as a family, and I was Bernadette, my wife, was driving, and I was actually writing notes for just a story.
I remember that.
Okay, and that became the origins of Karnak's Horde, the steps of Karnak's Horde. I was writing that. Literally, I was writing that out. And a few months, maybe a month and a half later, Brad had put in there, I'm going to start a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Who's in?
Yeah.
So I couldn't fumble my phone quickly enough in my hands to say, "Oh,
wow,
I am in."
Yeah.
And that's where it started.
Yeah.
I didn't care if I was a player, if I was a DM, if I was an alternate. I didn't really care. Just to be involved in the world.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. So I always had the mind of a storyteller, but I also had the mind of a player. So I would be able to switch gears in that sense. Yeah. And so Brad carried it forward for, first few months, and he had to deploy. And he asked me, and he said, look, would you want to take over? I said, well, what's the general plan? I'm not quite sure. Okay, let's go with it. And then here we are. And we,
and
with the help of Tom, with the help of Tom, and now with the help of Aaron, I wouldn't be half the storyteller that I am if it wasn't for Tom and for Aaron. So
absolutely,
I'm just sort of middle of the road with these two talents who have taken such a passion with the game, immersing themselves in a world that was just offhand created like that. And it's an honor to play with both of them and with every player that we've seen tonight.
And you always keep in touch with the other DMs. I
always call them
GM
no,
meetings.
we don't talk about things at all. No.
Oh no.
we just make it up as we go.
Sorry, I'm just talking out of my ass.
I don't tell them nothing.
Yeah, there's definitely storylines that we work together on, but don't forget, when we're playing as DM/players, there's only so much we can divulge and set in motion before we give too much to the players. So it's a very fine line of what's the general sense of things and where's it going to go. And oh crap, as a player, you're going to be thrown a curveball. So what you thought was coming isn't coming, and then you're like,
absolutely. There is something that us players like to play with you, and we call it breaking the DM. Now, I'm going to play this one clip because this is the highest viewed TikTok on the Red 5 Tavern account. It has currently, probably as of 2 hours ago when I took these notes, it had 2,947 views, and we called this Breaking the DM.
You're just gonna go help Horsack and
That's it. Like we're just gonna go with
Come
horseback.
on, Vanessa.
Oh, Charles, what did you do? Horse sack.
Horse sack.
Horse sack.
His name is Horatrix. You smell something.
Ew, man.
There's a slight, very
Belvedere.
slight.
You smell it.
I told you not to eat that on the way.
The deer was infected. I told you.
We're all downwind of that. Thanks.
Fart jokes, wonderful.
We're looking for a man named Oldenhor. Or not a man, an ent?
You did this.
Oldenhor.
Oh.
I tried. I mean, I really tried. Olden whore? Really? How come Aaron wasn't in there? That's not fair.
Oh, Aaron, I have another one for Aaron.
Okay, good.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
It's more fun though to break Charles because sometimes Charles spits beer out of his mouth. So
This is
Has
true.
that happened?
It's a couple
Oh
of
my
times,
God.
yeah. And mostly
I've had
involving
Aaron.
Chantal. Yes, so she'll throw something out there, and I'm literally in the middle of a gulp, and my keyboard, I have to pay another $65 for the keyboard because it's shot.
Oh no. Oh no.
but yeah.
Wow.
Like Aaron, what is your take on DMing? Like I have down for you because you both have had some amazing NPCs, and for anyone who doesn't know the lingo, it's a non-playing character. Charles did Kark. You have a new one called Snicket, and
Yes.
I want to play the clip of Snicket first, and then I want you to
Okay.
tell me about him. Because
Sure.
he's kind of nice, kind of suspicious, and he's got like this little glint of mischief about him. That's what
Mhm.
I picked up off of him. So here's Snicket, the newest NPC of the sesh.
This goblin, he is like dressed to the nines. Well, where are my manners? I am a delivery agent for the Gobfast Courier Service, and he kind of like fumbles in his jacket and pulls out a kind of long, flat, kind of metal case, and he operates some kind of switch on it, and a small card kind of like spring-loaded pops out halfway from it. He kind of grabs it and then hands it over to you. He says, my name is Snicket Swiftclaw Forktongue, at your service. I'm a delivery agent for the Gobfast delivery service, and we specialize in delivering high-value or sometimes magic items to from one person to the next. And I have a delivery for you.
But I would only ask if at some point maybe you and I could get together and we can find out what that forked tongue do.
Girl. Okay.
You see, kind of like, despite his like very professional, high class demeanor, you see this kind of like glint in his eye, kind of indicating his wild goblinoid blood. He says, "I'm quite flattered."
Vanessa, we're
afraid
in
you've-
mourning.
Please do not
Afraid
encourage
you've
me.
caught me a bit off guard.
Vanessa
Pleasure, as
doesn't care
always.
if it's morning, evening, afternoon.
He kind of composes himself and just says, "Business before pleasure, as always."
Understood. But another time, perhaps.
You do have my card.
So suave. Okay.
Yeah, I was not truth be told, that was the first time I've like flirted with a player in character. So I was like,
It was brilliant,
Really, like,
especially with
caught off guard,
Venestra.
but yeah, you got to roll with it.
Venestra flirts like with trees and stuff.
Yes, she does. Venestra gets turned on if the wind blows a certain way.
Yeah,
especially one way. Yeah.
For me, like characters develop. They come from a bunch of different places, but and I've always kind of had a creative mind when it comes to DMing. It's just in life in general, but I never thought of myself as a creative person until like recently, because I'm not like a visual artist or like a musician or anything like that. But I realized that even at times in my adolescence growing up, that I had fantasized about like being a musician, like in a band and making albums with people, or like being a artist and making paintings or whatever. I realized like I have been in a band, in lots of bands, and made albums. They're just called D&D campaigns.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
so I've always had this like creative bent, but didn't know where to like place it. So I'm a visual thinker. I'm actually like hugely like a movie buff. Like I wrote a script in high school for this like science action, like sci-fi action movie. Didn't go anywhere, but because I didn't have like a means to make it. But
yeah,
like that was a project. I don't know where my interest for like voiceover and like voices
that was going to be another question. You
because
you
like
did a crone last episode. That was amazeballs.
Because like I wasn't a theater. I was never a theater kid or anything. But just as I've made my own creative projects with videos and things like that, I've wanted to get better at voiceover and how to do that. And that kind of kicked off my whole interest with audio engineering. But I used to, when I was in high school and I was working at the grocery store, whenever it was my turn to do carts in the parking lot, if it was like late at night and nobody else is out in the parking lot, I would just like practice different accents and different character voices, like while I'm out there and nobody's around.
That's
or like when I'm driving in the car, stuff like that. So, I can't say I'm like a hugely good like voice actor or anything, but I started to get like a library of different voices I could do. And it's just fun to make up characters for those voices. Yeah.
It totally works.
And as for characters themselves, I just kind of like pull from different books that I've read or movies that I've watched, or just things that I like, and I just like put it in the game. And that's probably my favorite part of D&D. You could just take whatever you like and put it in your game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Snicket was really inspired by the sommelier from John Wick 2.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice. Where he's basically like, John Wick needs some guns, and he treats it like a wine tasting. And I thought that was so great. And I thought, what if it was like a goblin who is doing that? And you have this nice contrast between this really like kind of wild primal side of the goblin versus this kind of like really sophisticated side of the like courier. And I also wanted to mix in some like weird like wormhole magic, because like I always like blending something really mundane with something like really weird and mystic, or like fantastical. Yeah. Nice. And that just all kind of came together. So
brilliant.
I still get nervous sometimes when I'm like fully getting into character. I wish I was able to state things as smoothly as like a scripted scene would be, or be better with improv. So there's always room for me to grow. But it really is fun to just kind of throw caution to the wind and be this other character for a while. And I think that really, I felt much more comfortable playing Calypso for some reason. But
Calypso was awesome.
When I have like a really solid like visual imagination for a character in a scene, I don't know where I explain this, but whenever I'm like planning a D&D scene or a character, I just like play a movie in my head and I like write down what I see, and that's
nice.
Pretty much it. And I do the same thing for characters, and that really just helps me get into it.
Yeah.
Please keep doing that.
It's working. It is totally working.
Thank you.
And Sir Charles, you played like one of the most beloved NPCs that I've ever seen. Like he almost became like one of us, like one of our characters. And that was Kark the kobold. And
the coffee guy?
Thank you, Jealous Dude, for doing that. The innkeeper.
I will forever tip my hat to that, Dawn. It was brilliant.
Oh
yeah,
my
that was just a side character who we needed to have to bridge where Brad left the campaign. He was deployed, and Brad, thank you for your service. You are doing everything that we can't right now. So we carry this torch for you, and to help us bridge the Red 5 Tavern and the status of all of these characters who had left the Tempest Bay as escapees and wanted criminals. We had to have a new base for them. And that's where the Longhouse came into play. And then
with a bounty board.
Right, the bounty board. So we could explore just different adventures, and that's where Kark came in. And I don't know where the association with Crack came in, but it was Brad who completely said he's not my brother.
He's not my brother.
He's adopted. It's like, okay, cool, that works. So Kark just became this sort of NPC who was again, like Aaron had said, that it's the opposite of the goblin. Like, so if Crack was this sort of gruff, unapologetic, short sort of goblin, Kark was this nice sort of understanding where he came from. He's working with the people who can't afford necessarily the amenities of Tempest Bay. So it gave him sort of this humble position, and like, hey, if I can make a good cup of coffee, I bet you more people will come here than they'll go up to Tempest Bay.
Absolutely.
So his nature became sort of a much more than an NPC. It was a character that we had to really pay attention to, and how is he going to play through this? And he would provide them with food, provide them with provisions, healing potions, and he would also drive the story and had tidbits of important story developments that they wouldn't be able to get from other places. So he became a fan favorite quite quickly. So that's fantastic. I mean, it's just like Snicket. It's one of those things that we need to have in the story to help it move. But the characters quickly endure themselves to them, and it just grows organically beyond our control, and we just let it go where it goes.
Yeah. So which one of you two decided to kill him off? Who killed Kark? Why did you kill Kark?
I got permission from Charles before I did, but it was my idea.
No, I think it needed to happen to show the level of evil that the characters are facing right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
It also shows the investment.
Any big bad guy,
And it shows that the investment in the story itself, and that comes down to the DMs, it comes down to the characters and the belief in the entire story that we're trying to build, is that, wow, this NPC, this fictitious character, let's face it, we're all fictitious characters, but this secondary fictitious character who became a beloved character for providing a good cup of coffee and an excellent slice of bacon as we launched into these things, suddenly is killed. The stakes are raised, but everyone realizes, holy crap, Kark is gone. And even the people who don't play in our chat, we saw that. They said, what? Kark is dead? Are you kidding me? And so that's the type of investment that we're all looking for, hoping for, but also invest into it. And when we have that happening, it makes the entire adventure that much more interesting. And that's organic. You can't plan that. And it's phenomenal.
And what, like an episode after your funeral, I died, and this was not scripted. This was just really bad dice rolling for me. Totally
Yes,
not scripted, but it's showing you the level of evil that you guys are planning for the final stage, you know?
Yeah. If I could speak to this for a second, like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
everybody's DMing style is different. When it comes to story, I'm very much a structure guy. And a lot of the reasons why I come up with NPCs or different situations is for some kind of function. So
Right.
Snicket was purely because, like, we need to get Venestra her weapon that she ordered like weeks ago and didn't pick up. How do we do that in a way that it doesn't end up being either like a boring shopping trip or like takes away from the tension of the scene?
Yeah, because you
and
needed
so
to
I
top
thought,
the whole thing with me and Sprinkles going to the titty bar for our weapons. So.
yeah. So I thought, okay, what if there's like a delivery service for people who like order shit and don't pick it up? And that's where Snicket came in from. And same thing with Calypso, where I'm like, we need to give a chance for Kalisha to be resurrected.
Right.
You know, it's they need some direction. Either they need clear direction to one of the NPCs that can have a chance of resurrecting her, or the NPC needs to come to them. And I realized after everything happening in Tempest Bay with the corrupted sea creatures, like, there's gonna be someone showing up to like see what the hell's going on.
Right.
So that's where Calypso came from. But then
That was awesome.
But then with Kalisha dying, like, that's completely out of the blue. Like, nobody saw that coming. Like, death is always
Not
on the
even
line.
me.
Like, yeah, like death is always on the line. Like, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
Yeah.
But something like that's completely unpredictable. I do a lot of work on my end to make sure that, like, behind the scenes, to make sure that fights are fair and they're not going to be like completely one side or the other. But even still, there's only so much you can control, and that's what I think is a skill that good DMs have, is knowing when you're controlling the pace of the story and you're controlling like the upbeats and the downbeats. But there's also like a lot that goes on that's just completely out of your hands, out of your control,
Right.
and that you need to be able to pivot and respond to. And that's that's a fantastic example of that, because like I knew it was possible, but the way the fight was going, you had backup like arriving on the scene to save the day. If the initiative order had been different, if people's die rolls had been different, it could have gone a completely different direction.
One.
Yeah,
that's the brilliance.
Exactly.
That's D&D right there. It's
That's
the
Dungeons and Dragons. Yes.
As a dungeon master, you can plan the fairness, like Aaron was saying. You can plan the playing field, the characters. I mean, I've been in the same situation. I'm sure Aaron's been the same, where you have, oh, I'm going to bring in this character or this beast at this point. It's like, oh wow, this isn't going well. I'm gonna forego this whole side arc. Forget it. Ain't happening. Here's your first two beasts. Let's just work through these, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
And then someone rolls something like you did.
Yeah.
And that was like, and Aaron's
that was
expression when I rewatched that session, Aaron's expression was like,
yeah.
You were like, let me look through the rule book, and I'm like, I'm dead.
The thing is, I knew the rules. I knew what would happen immediately. I had to buy time so that I could compose myself and like react.
But that's the brilliance of the game, is that for as much as we try and shape it and make it fair and make it interesting for all the players, that one roll can change the entire dynamic of the story and then thrust the characters into a completely different mindset. And that's the beauty of this game. That's why it's as predictable as a dice roll. And that's really the essence of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. You want to be able to, like, there are things you can do to minimize that from randomness turning into a uninteresting or bad story. And then there's times where that randomness causes a wrinkle in the story that is just so good that it couldn't happen otherwise. And like, that's the right call for the story. And that's how it was for Kalisha.
That's
amazing. Rest in peace. And now I'm a ghost.
R.I.P.
All right. R.I.G.
Yeah. Resting ghost.
Exactly.
is my resting ghost face. Actually, the way Aaron described me, like anybody who actually sees me is going to be terrified because like I'm still all broken and shit.
Yeah, I like that idea of like a ghost being like an after image of when that person died.
Yeah.
And so like injuries remain, and like your nose is all fucked up and stuff like that.
Broken,
To be a
my
reminder
ribs
that
are-
like, yeah, there's not Casper the Friendly Ghost. You're like, you should not be here. In other words, but you've got business to attend to.
And that brings me to my final question: the future of Tales from the Bounty Board, because the evil is here. Kark is gone. Where is Tales from the Bounty Board gonna go?
Well, I think that's, as we started with Brad's story and we transitioned to the Tales from the Bounty Board, and then Tom came along, and we have this big evil Ganjor coming into the fray and tied into Sam's ultimate evil, which we don't really quite know yet, but Ganjor is much more of a present danger. The future, I think we are building as DMs, but also players, a culmination of what's going on. That Ganjor is the ultimate evil that we are very quickly marching towards. So in the next month or so, we're hoping to, well, no, maybe you guys aren't. We're hoping to progress to finally confront Ganjor and the evil that he's brought upon this entire area. And like we've seen in all the adventures, whether it be from the trees, the beasts, and now the people of Tempest Bay, this darkness, it's their time to either stand or die. And I would say in the next month and a half, we're going to have that confrontation.
It's gonna be a wild ride. But I'm already dead, so what do I have to lose?
All your friends?
Oh.
Yeah.
No. I already lost Sprinkles.
It has really been interesting because like I come into this campaign, Tom steps down, I step in as co-DM, and I kill off a beloved NPC, and then Kalisha goes. So I feel terrible. I feel like the bad guy. Totally not my intention, but that's just how things go.
It's just how it happened.
But yeah, like Charles is trying to catch me up, and I'm like, "What's a Ganjor?" But it has been really fascinating to get to know everyone as players, their characters, and how it all forms together into the story. And I think the time has come to raise the stakes and really draw things to a close here. And it's sad in some ways, but also just like really good because like I'm hoping that Charles and I can work together to bring like a really epic, satisfying conclusion to this campaign.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, that's not going to be the end of the Red 5 Tavern by all means. But it is gonna it is gonna bring this story to a close. And I'm really excited to see what happens because like all I can say is I know I have an idea of what Ganjor is up to, and I know what you guys need to do to bring the fight on. And beyond that, like I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm as stoked as everyone else is to find out.
And then we can start a new campaign.
Well,
exactly.
Same characters, different characters, whatever we want.
Let's just say that Ganjor. Let's just say that Ganjor is the campaign that we're going through right now. But after Ganjor, there's
start a new story.
There's already
bully everyone into playing a Star Wars campaign.
There's already seeds planted. All the stories that we played from day one and day one of year one to the last adventure that Aaron ran. We have seeds already planted for the next adventure beyond Ganjor. So you may think that Ganjor is the ultimate evil, and he's up there, but there's something else lurking, and we've dropped several seeds throughout our storyline that that will show themselves relatively soonly. That you'll have to take on quickly.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yes. Well, if you're a player, maybe not.
Now, before I bring everybody out to say goodbye, I wanted to ask you guys, where can people find you? Aaron, you can go first.
It's right there in the name, at Aaron Julian, pretty much everywhere. I'm terrible at using social media, so you might not find much. But I do have a Star Wars podcast at WSTR Media. We are WSTR Galactic Public Access. We talk about all things Star Wars. We have some fun. We only occasionally swear, but it's a grand old time. So go check us out.
You forgot to insert the word phenomenal in there because you guys not only talk about Star Wars, you guys do Across the Galaxy, you guys do other stories. So your podcast has been one of our top listens from day one, and we are honored to have been our first guest appearance on the WSTR podcast way back in 2019. So we tip our hat to you. Pat and I are forever grateful for you and Todd and all the WSTR people.
Catch WSTR Media live every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And you could watch it again the following Monday when it's nice, shiny, edited one too.
Yep.
Or find them
Sounds all
on
nice and clean.
Apple, Apple Pods. And then
Apple,
search
Spotify,
Char.
Google, SoundCloud, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Space herpes.
Pat does our socials, so I have no idea where we are. I don't know. No, we're on Twitter at Swations. We are on Instagram at Conversations, along with Facebook at Conversations, and now Threads at Conversations, as if I need another channel to monitor, but we're there.
You don't have a Discord or a TikTok. Come on.
We don't. We don't.
Are you even online?
Thank the Lord.
We don't either.
That's true.
But yes, you can find us on most podcatchers as Conversations, a Star Wars podcast, and our link tree./conversations is there. We are proud founding members, along with WSTR Media, of the Red 5 Network, and which, of course, Sidebar Cantina is a great, proud member of that. And without them, we would be nowhere. So the community has been awesome. We are just having a great time. And if you want to check us out, go for it.
Yeah, check them all out. Check them all out. I'm going to bring everybody in now. All together.
Woohoo!
Everybody comes back.
Oh my
Yay!
Here's a story.
Wait, where's Charles's dungeon master thing? He can match.
What?
This is hot.
Oh, I don't have my hoodie on.
It's too dirty.
Oh,
It's too damn hot in Florida right now.
Not in
Like
this room.
105 degrees.
my balls are sweating.
Whoa, what?
Quick, move
Are
me.
they over an open spit? I mean, with like Gan George or something? Just curious.
It's the
Swampy.
Barbo Q.
Swampy.
Aaron's wearing a suit and tie top.
He is.
really
But
not
yeah,
wearing
Yeah.
any pants.
I wasn't. Back on again.
No, I've got pants on. I thought about it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm committing to the bit.
Pantless podcasting.
He committed, all right. Balls and all.
I don't half-ass anything.
Nope. Whole ass.
He goes in with his whole ass.
Balls
A
deep.
whole ass in there.
Don't forget that.
It has been so awesome playing with all you guys over the year. And we can't leave out Tom and Grant, who played Kazara.
Yes.
He's a new dad, guys. So
Amazing.
Hey.
for Grant.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And
that's
that's
why
why
we
we
never
her little
seen-
rabbit buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you actually watch us, Grant, we miss you.
We do.
I hope you're having fun in fatherhood. And Brad, who played Sam, and he was the original DM, founder of this. Like, he's out there saving the world so that we can play Dungeons and Dragons. So
cheers to him.
Cheers to you,
Cheers
Brad.
to
We
him, Brad.
miss you. We hope you're safe. Come back and play with us someday.
And DJ and Steve, who couldn't be here live tonight.
DJ and Steve, who couldn't be here live tonight, like, but they let me know well in advance, and I'm like, I'll still make your clips.
And to you, Lunar Girl.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be here without you. You were the one who called out the 1 year anniversary. You're the one who put all this together. So your promotion, your dedication, your love, your passion for the Red 5 Tavern has been one of the major parts of our success as the Red 5 Tavern. So without you, we wouldn't be here today. So we tip our hat to you as well.
Kelly has been a driving force behind the channel.
I love playing with you guys. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. Like, when we actually have a sesh and I play with you guys, this is my form of escapism, and I have so much fun with you guys. I laugh with every single one of you guys, like it feels like I have a different relationship with each and every single one of your characters. And then Dragon Buddy, I have a real relationship with, but
when I'm home.
Lucky.
When he's home.
You jerk.
Mr.
Special.
Anyone want to bring up Kelly's Glamour Shots fan? Look at that.
Yeah,
Right?
look at her.
Oh, it is so freaking hot in here.
She's doing a panty.
Charles doesn't know what I mean. Charles doesn't know.
Maybe she's born with it.
You're number one, Johnny.
I have the longer nail.
Yeah, my nails are like man hands, so
We go to 11.
We like these.
And I have to thank everybody who joins us in this live chat. When I hate that I can't see you tonight, but you guys make me crack up. Like, we are nothing without our followers. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for going on our quests with us. Thank you for falling in love with some of us. Like, you guys
coming
are
every week.
freaking
Every week,
awesome.
being in the chat.
Yeah, they
and
watch every week.
having
Yeah.
fun with us.
So much fun.
It's great.
So much fun. Like, seriously. And almost always, like, I always see Isaac is usually the first one in the chat saying, "Did I miss it?" And it's like, yeah, you missed it. He'll like post it like on Thursday, So, like, seriously, thank you to all of our followers. And all of our followers on the socials, on TikTok and on Twitter. You guys are awesome. Just enjoying things with us. So thank you. I don't know what else to say now because I don't have any more notes. So.
Thanks to everyone. Thanks to the players, the DMs. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Love you guys. Bye.
Take care.